So we do a guaranteed maximum price contract. So we're
I
not doing
saw that
cost.
on your website. I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to ask about that, and we can get into my thoughts
Yeah.
on the chaos of when you talk about systems. The reason I love hearing that and I make such a big reaction is because I've come up in an industry where people are like, construction, that's just how it is, and I look at it, I'm like, I don't know if it has to be. You know what I mean? So,
Totally.
um, talk about that a little more. Like, double click on that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. The guaranteed maximum price, it just goes back to that risk transfer, like cost plus. I just saw that, and it's not like people doing that. Like it's been inherited. It's been passed down in the industry for decades,
Yes,
maybe over a century. It's just
it's
like
like
that.
an expectation. That's just how it
Yep.
is.
Cost plus, like whatever the cost ends up being, plus our fees, right? Like,
There's boats called change orders. You know,
yeah,
come
yeah.
on, change orders. Come on.
So it's already like, there's so much like there's people get sick, people well, like things get lost in transit, like materials get like lost, like whatever, like there's delays, like all sorts of things that you cannot control for a timeline already, where it's like we can't fully guarantee your end date because acts of God, like well, all the things, right, that could happen because we're coordinating 20 different people
Yes.
or companies to come work in one location and they're all, subcontracting. So because I can't guarantee that, I mean, we get it really close and I can guarantee like a substantial completion, but not a complete completion. I want to be like, hey, you already have some uncertainty here with that going on just inherently. I want to take the uncertainty of day one, you're going to know how much this costs and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And you can just go to bed at night knowing like, all right, we've agreed on a price. Let's get to the end result we've agreed on.
Not, hey, we opened this wall and it's going to be another $5,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there are things, and I'm not saying that there's aren't change, or there are definitely,
Of
especially
course.
when we get into old homes where it's like, unless you're going to allow me to demo your walls today and see what's behind there, there are things that, yes, like a great example was we did a kitchen. Right above the kitchen was a hallway bath. And when we opened up the walls to put in some new plumbing and to put in a vent pipe and all these things, we saw that their primary stack to their that was going up to that bathroom completely corroded, just already starting to weep like sewage water. It's not what you want.
No,
And so it's
gross.
not part of our scope of work. So it's not guaranteed, right? So we couldn't have guaranteed it. They didn't know about it. We
Of
didn't
course.
know about it. But what we do when we encounter something like that, Ryan, is we immediately kind of call the homeowners, get them involved, show them on site, hey, this is what we found when we open your wall. Do you see this corrosion? Do you see that, when you flush up there, it weeps a little bit of sewage water. Like you're building a beautiful new kitchen down here. We don't want this is going to
You don't want
completely
this in the
fail in a
walls
couple
down
of
here.
years.
Absolutely not.
You
Absolutely
don't want
not.
that. Like we already have a bid from our plumber. This is how much it's going to cost if we just want to completely take care of this. You guys don't
And you
have to
lay
worry.
out those details right there on site when you have
Yep.
them and you show them. It's not like, oh, hey, we found this. We're going to get back to you kind of deal. Like
Yeah. Nope.
that's part of your streamlined process and maybe why you can
Exactly.
have that guaranteed part because you have that system laid out so well.
Yeah, we want to show up with the answers, right? We don't want to just show up and just talk about, we want to have solutions. If we're going to meet with our homeowner, we should already come loaded with some of the solutions. Maybe we don't have all of them because maybe we need obviously some back and forth with our homeowner
Yeah.
to get to the final solution, but we should have just like, hey, it's our strong recommendation that you take care of this while we're doing this project. We have a bid from a plumber. They're ready to go on it. If you want to just pull the trigger, here's how much it's going to be in a change order. So there are things like that that come up when you get into the newer houses in the suburbs that are, that first or second ring of the suburbs. It becomes less and less problematic. You run into less, but homes in St. Paul, in Minneapolis, these older stock of homes, we do run into that situation where it's like no one could have known.
Nobody.
It's not part of our scope of work that we're guaranteeing, and you should address it. So let's have the conversation. So that's a little bit about that. But I just feel like the guaranteed maximum price, I'm passionate about it.